Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording Wednesday, September 10th. Preseason training camp coming up shortly. Training camp's in about 2 weeks now, 2.5 weeks. So we're getting there, and we're here every single day still. How you doing, Sam?
We are getting there. I texted Jack this morning as we were putting together the rundown, and I said, we are really in the desert. And we are, but we are here. And you guys can crawl along as we look for our oasis of training camp with us. We do have a few things. Noah Dazell put out yesterday the Maine Celtics editions, players that will be playing up in Maine in the G League this year. So we'll talk about that. We will talk about Boston's immense playoff success over the past several years, which is a really weird thing to talk about in September, but we'll talk about it regardless. We'll do your emails. Then we'll go around the NBA where we actually have some stuff to discuss today. More Kawhi, restricted free agent guy, finally signs deal, and Ben Simmons. Then we'll do the right list and we'll get out of here. Stick around through all of it. We are here every single day. Full pods come out Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Game recaps are up the morning after each game, and other videos are here in between to keep you up to date with everything Celtics. Without further ado, the Maine Celtics, they're fielding the team.
Indeed. Yeah, like you mentioned, Noah Dalzell put out a report of 9 confirmed players who are going to be on the Maine Celtics next year under head coach Phil Pressey, who will be enjoying his first season as a head coach at any level. So he'll be up there replacing Tyler Lashbrook, who will be back in Boston for next season. We knew 4 of them already. Hayden Gray signed on with the Maine Celtics after Summer League. And we know all 3 two-way guys, Max Shulga, Amari Williams, RJ Lewis Jr. However, the other 5 are news. Ron Harper Jr. will be joining Maine. We kind of had an inkling when he signed a training camp deal with Boston, but he will be in Maine next year. Hassan Ward, who played for the Thunder's G League team, who played for the Thunder's Summer League team in Vegas, was on the Maine Celtics last year and will be back again this year despite not playing Summer League with Boston. And then we have Aaron Scott, Jalen Bridges, and Kendall Brown, 3 guys who spent Summer League with the Celtics, will be playing up in Maine this year. So we've got a roster slowly starting to form. The first 9 guys who will be in Maine.
What does it say about us? I recognize all these names. Like, good for us. We are really in the know. And to be honest, it's good on the Celtics too because there's some continuity here. Like, that's pretty cool. I feel like it's atypical for NBA teams to have many of their Summer League guys actually end up with their G League affiliate. Like, yes, sometimes it happens, but like even in past seasons with the Celtics, it hasn't really been the case. Having players come back like Jalen Bridges, Kendall Brown, who was really fun to watch at Summer League, and then others that didn't even really get much of an opportunity, like Hayden Gray and Aaron Scott, join the Maine Celtics. Like, it shows that they have a long-term plan in mind with signing these guys. Like, they're not just trying to fill a roster to bring guys up to Las Vegas. I will say, very disappointed to see a lack of Kenny Lofton Jr. on the roster. Just kidding. He definitely doesn't either belong in Maine or want to be in Maine. And if he was in Maine, it would take away from the other players that were in Maine, I think. But RJ Lewis Jr. will be maybe the most intriguing guy just because we didn't really get to see him play at Summer League. I'm not even sure he played for Utah. I feel like he was like nursing an injury or something. When he signed here, or was traded here, I think I looked into it and he didn't play, which was very odd. He hadn't played since the Combine. So getting like a real extended look at him because he probably will not play a lot of minutes in Boston. The team supposedly loved RJ Lewis in the draft, despite trading back for 2 second-round picks and picking him with neither of them. And, just more Max Shulga, more Amari. Like, I think Amari Williams of the Celtics draft picks feels like maybe the highest ceiling guy, even more than Ugo. I don't know how you feel about Ugo's ceiling, but like, just think Amari has such a unique big man skill set and he can put the ball on the floor really well. If he can really sharpen his finishing around the rim, become a more consistent rebounder, he has the length, defensive tools to be an impactful defender while also just giving you a unique offensive look. He is exciting.
Yeah, Mario Williams is exciting. I think highest ceiling is definitely fair. He looked really rough during Summer League, which is not great.
Yes, absolutely.
At 23, turning 24 years old, like if he was 19, like Ugo, for example, looks pretty rough
Correct.
at summer league, but you can just tell yourself, oh, he's 19. He's got plenty of time to develop. Mario Williams is 4 years older than Ugo Gonzalez, so maybe there's some concerns there. I think the passing vision and that skill is not something you can really teach, and so from that perspective, I would argue that you're correct. Like I would say, highest ceiling is a pretty fair assessment. I think I would still take Ugo over him as the highest ceiling just because he is so young, because he is such a good defender already. Like he's already got that side of the ball. If he can just, fix his 3-point shot mechanics, get used to NBA speed, I think you could have a pretty solid player. I think Max Shoga is good too. I think he's probably has the lowest ceiling of the bunch. I also think he could have the highest floor right now currently just because he looked so comfortable in summer league and he wasn't really making the same mistakes. He wasn't doing anything crazy either, but he was pretty good at avoiding a lot of the rushing and game looks too fast mistakes that the other two guys were making. But I think he probably has the lowest ceiling of the bunch. But Amari Williams definitely needs some polishing up in Maine if he's going to play NBA basketball. Ugo Gonzalez, I assume, will play some time in Maine as well, at least at the start of the season, sort of like what Baylor Shireman did last year. As far as the rest of these guys, RJ Lewis, like you said, we don't really know much about. I'm sure he'll have plenty of opportunities to be a starter and a big minute player in Maine, which would be good for him and would be good for Amari and Max Shoga too. I like Ron Harper Jr. a lot. He looked really, really good in Maine last year. Reason he got a 2-way contract with the Pistons halfway through or after the Showcase Cup, I should say. I think he was a really good defender for Maine. His 3-point shot looked like it was coming along. I don't know if there will ever be a pathway for him to earn a 2-way contract or grow into an NBA contract spot, but I really do like his game. I think he's a good combo guard. I think he's great driving to the rim. I think he's a good athlete. If he can just prove that his 3-point shot is consistent enough and prove that his defense is consistent enough, like he showed flashes of doing both those things last year. So I like that a lot. And then the other guys are just 4 summer league guys and Hassan Ward, who is like a 7-Eleven Robert Williams, freak athlete,
7-Eleven is so
great
mean.
shot blocker. Great rim protector. He's just not polished. He's just very young. Or not even very young. I think he's like 26, but he's just like not quite at the same level as a guy like Rob. But yeah, we can talk about the summer league guys too. But that's for those guys. I think that's what's most exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there'll be plenty of opportunities for you to go up to Maine and see this team play this year. Ron Harper Jr. coming back is kind of funny. Like, it feels like he's been in and out 3 or 4 times now, which might be true. I know he was with the Celtics Summer League 2 summers ago, was on a 2-way the championship season. Or not a 2-way. He was part of the organization in the championship season and then was back for training camp last year before eventually not making the team or signing elsewhere. And then
it was just last year. It was just he was summer league last year. And then 24, 25, and then joined the team. It's just that 1 year. It feels like a long time ago, but yeah.
Damn, I'm pissed. Just misremembering. I don't know why it feels like we've known Ron Harper forever.
It's just because it's been a long year. I think, yeah, he joined the summer league roster for 4 games for the 24-25 season. Then he played G League ball with Boston in Maine during the 24-25 season before signing a 2-way contract with the Motor City Cruise in the full season. So he played 15 games with Maine. He averaged 13 points, 2.5 rebounds, and 1.3 assists on 48-39 splits. But he had a really good, I think it was it the regular season? Like he played well in the Showcase Cup, but then in the regular season, he played 4 games and averaged 23 points, 4 rebounds, and 2.5 assists on 50% shooting from the field and 43% on 10 threes a game. So he had a really good 4-game stretch after a pretty solid Showcase Cup that earned him a 2-way spot with the Pistons, and now he's back. He played okay for the Motor City Cruise in Detroit. He played 23 games with them, averaged 17 points, 4.6 rebounds, 2.9 assists on 43-38 splits, shooting 8.7 threes a game. So the 3-point shot is proving to be somewhat consistent, right? He shot 38.5% across 38 games in the G League after shooting 34% on 43 in his first G League season, and then he got hurt in his second G League season. So it looks like the 3-point shot is actually showing real progression. He averaged over a steal in Detroit too in the G League. I like Ron Harper. I like the way he plays, and so I'm excited to see if he can build on that in Maine. As far as the other guys, I already talked about Hassan Ward. Hayden Gray, obviously steals leader in the NCAA last season. He showed it in his very limited minutes. Yeah, no, and you saw it immediately when he played for the Summer League Celtics. Like, he just got like 2 steals in the first 30 seconds he was on the court. Jalen Bridges' 3-point shot looked great in the limited playing time he had in Vegas for the Celtics. He's a off-ball shooter. Kendall Brown worked really well cutting off the ball, getting to the rim, using his athleticism. And then Aaron Scott, he didn't play much, but the one game he did play, he got like 9 offensive rebounds or something ridiculous. So you can see some nice individual skill sets with each of these guys, whether it be perimeter defense, hustle play, athleticism, and cutting, or 3-point shooting. Like, I think it's pretty clear that Maine is trying to build out a pretty well-rounded roster.
Yeah. Of the bunch, like, Kendall Brown was my guy. Thought he was awesome in Vegas. He really played with a nice energy. He has this comfort, whatever, when he goes to the basket. Like, he floats on some of these cutting layup attempts. He looks like he's got a little bit of a jump shot on him too. Like, he made some catch and shoot threes in those games. He would be the guy that is a non-2-way player that I'm most intrigued. Like, is there potential there? Could he be somebody they eventually bring up? Like, he has the foundation of a role player in the NBA. Like, niche offensive skills where he doesn't need the ball to be effective, and he has some defensive know-how where he can be a pest. I'm very interested to see if they can develop him at all. But who knows if they actually will. It is what it is. It's how this kind of thing goes, and you bring guys in if you think they have any kind of chance. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll get to keep an eye on Maine next season. And of that bunch, obviously the 2 guys, but Hayden Gray and Ron Harper Jr. will be with the Celtics for training camp in the preseason too. So could see a little bit of them on the court with some of the big names. But keep an eye for that. Before we continue, I do need to tell you guys about PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. This football season, football is here. The Patriots are back. They lost to the Raiders week 1. Make sure to keep your tabs on PrizePicks. You just pick more or less than at least 2 players for your shot to win up to $2,000 extra cash. Run your game all season long with PrizePicks. It could be Drake May touchdowns or Travion Henderson yards, whatever you're thinking of. Pick them more or less on at least 2 player stats for your chance to win. Sam and I do the PrizePicks every single pregame show during the Celtics season. We pick them more on points. We pick them more on turnovers for the opposing team. It's a fun time. PrizePicks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, and MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. But it also puts its members first, so withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. And when your picks hit, you can get your money in as quick as 15 minutes. Make sure to head on over and download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. Okay, next thing, a stat that popped up today. Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown have 72 playoff wins together since Tatum's rookie year. The Warriors only have 57 in that time. Is this just something you saw on Twitter? Was this just a stat that was going around?
The Celtics account posted it. It's pretty remarkable that they've won that many playoff games in 8 seasons now, especially considering, like, Brown didn't play in the 21 playoffs. Tatum missed some time in the last playoff run. It's also remarkable that they've only won 1 title, considering, like, they are head and shoulders above the rest of the NBA. Like, the Warriors are second with 57. I think Milwaukee was third with 51. And then as the list goes, the wins become less significant. They have just been a constantly good team. And, like, I think every single one of those seasons, like, it felt like they had a chance to win, and that's part of the game, is, like, you're not always going to win even if you're the best team. But they've both been so successful while not really being quite at their peak just yet. Like, they were both awesome in the bubble. Tatum particularly, like, was coming out of his shell at that time. In the 22 playoff run, they both had their moments. Neither really played that great in the finals, and they couldn't get over the hump against the Warriors. And then, the last 3 seasons, they've both been pretty good. Obviously winning last year. You have to wonder if the roster construction is great when Tatum's back, what kind of success awaits them down the line. Like, I don't know. What is the record for playoff wins all time? Like, are they going to be flirting with that? Like, this is such
Like by a single player or by?
Yeah. By like a single player. Like,
Let me see.
they've had such great success in an 8-year period. They've never missed the playoffs since Tatum came. Since really they haven't made. The Celtics have made the playoffs every season for the past 10. But with these guys, they've made it every year.
You tell me.
Won.
Who's the all-time leader in playoff wins?
LeBron.
Yeah. How many?
Probably around 200.
184, yeah.
So they've got quite a ways to go, but
long way to go.
I think it is probably doable at this point. Like, if the Celtics keep putting good teams out there, like Jason Tatum has only failed to make it past the first round of the playoffs one time, and that was in 2021.
Oh yeah,
when the team was awful. Jaylen was hurt. They've only not made the conference finals 3 of the 8 years. Like, they have made the conference finals more often than they have missed the conference finals, which is just crazy to think about. I know LeBron had this just 10-year run where he made the finals every year. Might not be done again.
Yeah.
But these guys are doing like maybe not the 7-Eleven version of that, but they are like the light LeBron playoff run type thing. Like, they're kind of inevitable, at least for a little bit. Like, they'll be there.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be tough. LeBron James has played in 292 playoff games. He's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 seasons of 20 or more playoff appearances. That's not really something you just get to do. Like, and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are absolutely on the right track, right? They could possibly get there, but a lot has to go right in order for them to get there. And I mean, if we want to talk about the short term too, like the Celtics have to figure out what their roster looks like for when Tatum gets back, because I think Tatum and Jaylen in this construction with Derek White and Peyton Pritchard will be a playoff team when they get back. But unless Nemish Queta blossoms into a legitimate starting center this year, which is not impossible, they're going to need to figure out the center position if they want to make another deep playoff run in the 26-27 season. Mm-hmm. So they've got some stuff to figure out for sure, but it's not impossible. Do you know who's second on the list behind LeBron?
It's a good question. There's a couple names that come to mind. Like, you think of like Magic. They made the finals.
He's
so
11th.
Many times. He's 11th. Okay. The knee jerk is always to be like Bill Russell, but they just didn't play as many playoff games when he was playing. Like, there weren't as many playoff rounds.
He's 23rd.
Yeah. Is this a person I should like? Yes, absolutely.
No. You know who it is, though. There are 2 non-Hall of Famers in the top 10, and number 2 is one of them.
It's not Robert Horry, is it? He's in the Hall of Fame.
No, he is one of them, though. He is 4th with 155. Tim Duncan is 3rd with 157.
Is it James Jones?
No. Right.
He was on a lot of LeBron teams.
Think of Kobe's
James
Jones. Think of Kobe Bryant's James Jones.
Oh, Derek Fisher?
It's Derek Fisher, yeah. He's 161 playoff wins.
I think I might have talked to you about this off the air, or we talked about it when we were talking about the Rondo quarterback thing. I was watching like old Celtics finals games just on YouTube, and man, Derek Fisher was fucking annoying as shit. He was just always there. He was like Gabe Vincent before Gabe Vincent. Like, that was the type of shit that you were getting from Derek Fisher.
That's just kind of what he does, I guess. All right, next thing we've got is the email. Reminder, as always, you guys, can email us at hbtcpod@gmail.com. That is hbtcpod@gmail.com. Today, we have a few emails, I think. Let me double check. We have none. I'm an idiot. I was thinking of the other day. We have no emails today. But that just shows.
Didn't we get one on Athletes of the Week?
Yeah, we have
Jack and I are on like a distribution
games
list. Can we congratulate
Athletes
them?
of the Year? Sure, yes. Congratulations to Delaney Ox, Ginny Richburg, Dewey Hathaway, and Wayne Dickinson for winning Athletes of the Year of 2025 for the Bay State Summer Games. So, congrats. Good job.
Good
Okay,
job.
NBA section. We've got some more Kawhi Leonard news. So apparently, Kawhi Leonard tried to pull the same stunt that he kind of did pull in LA with the Raptors, which is just proving to be more damning evidence. So, um, this is an article I pulled from, and then some reporting from Bruce Arthur of the Toronto Star. The bidding for Leonard's services became contentious. This is back when he was deciding between the Raptors and other teams after his championship season. League sources told Woj and Zach Lowe, then of ESPN, that as part of the recruitment, Robertson, I think this is his agent, had requested benefits outside of the boundaries of the salary cap. One eyebrow-raising aspect of a whirlwind summer of activity that prompted the league's board of governors to vote to implement stricter rules against tampering its salary cap circumvention. Now, I'm going to read a little long segment here just to give the background knowledge. This is the reporting from Bruce Arthur of the Toronto Star. Said, according to those sources who were granted anonymity in order to speak freely about the negotiations, Robertson's list was long and absurd. It included a trade for Paul George, which featured an exorbitant price tag. It included a slice of ownership of the Toronto Maple Leafs, which Robertson was told was impossible. But two details stand out in retrospect. One, Robertson asked for ownership stakes in outside companies, not just the Leafs, which he seemed to believe was separate, but with other companies with whom MLSE had a relationship. I think MLSE is like the ownership group of the Raptors and the Leafs. I believe. I'm going to double check just so I'm not wrong, but I think that is what it is. Yeah, Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. They own the Raptors, Toronto Argonauts, and the Toronto FC as well. So he asked for that. And two, the Raptors were told they needed to match at least $10 million per year in extra sponsorship income. Teams are not allowed to introduce players to team sponsors. Teams cannot negotiate deals, and MLSE was aware of that fact. But it didn't end there. As one source put it, when told about all the corporate sponsors in Toronto who would be happy to have Leonard as a pitchman, his camp said, "We don't want to do anything." Raptors representatives said any sponsor would want to shoot ads or arrange appearances. Robertson reiterated Leonard didn't want to do anything for the money. That's when the Raptors realized Leonard wasn't asking to be introduced to Toronto's lucrative corporate community. They were being asked to arrange no-show jobs and arrange no investments. MLSE rejected both proposals. So, in hindsight, looking at what has gone on with the Clippers and what they have agreed to do, it sounds like the Raptors said, we're not doing that shit. And Steve Ballmer and the Clippers were like, we'll do that shit. Bad look. This just makes Kawhi Leonard look unbelievably guilty.
Well, I don't really think Kawhi is guilty. Like, he's just asking for things. Like,
illegal things, not allowed things. Things that are
but
very not allowed.
He can ask. It's on the team that did them. Like, I'm not saying that there's no wrongdoing in this situation. His demands were crazy, but like, I don't know. Like, this is just, to me, this screams like college sports. Like, this is the type of shit you hear about.
If you ask for drugs, you are doing something illegal.
Okay, fair.
It is
Very
not
fair.
The person who gives you the drugs is the only one in the wrong. You are also in the wrong because
cops kind of do that sometimes. They'll like ask people for drugs and they'll be like, "You gave me drugs, you're under arrest."
Yes, so if Kawhi Leonard was sent as an undercover operative by the NBA to test NBA organizations,
it was a long play.
No. Absolutely not. Kawhi Leonard is 1,000% also in the wrong here. If anything, he wouldn't
have called his LLC KL2 LLC if he wasn't clearly trying to document all of the wrongdoings.
No, yeah, this is really bad for Kawhi.
It is crazy.
Yeah, this is screaming his contract is going to get voided, in my opinion. Like Kawhi Leonard, it might not be he might get banned from the NBA for a couple years. Like this kid, remember when Tyreek Evans got like banned for drugs? This is probably going to be similar. In my opinion. I think he's going to get banned.
You just used an analogy to compare drugs to this, but I think it's a little different.
No. I mean, I think he like either gets his contract voided or gets a 1-year suspension from the NBA or something. It's going to be something crazy like that. Think of like we talked about this last time. Think about the last time something like this happened. Dude got his contract voided. Literally voided.
It's just I'm like envisioning the Raptors front office like presenting Kawhi with corporate sponsors, and he's so not interested. And like whoever the representative from the Raptors was is realizing it in real time, and their face just drops. Like they've gathered all of these executives from big corporations in one of if not the biggest city in Canada to try and convince Kawhi to stick around with the Raptors. And they're like, yeah, sure. Like, you do some commercials for us, and we'll pay you. And he's like, no, you're just gonna pay me. And the guy that from the Raptors, the paid media person from the Raptors, just has an insane amount of egg on their face because they've gathered all of these very serious advertisement deals to present, and Kawhi has no interest in it.
Doesn't care. Yeah. I don't know what's gonna happen, but like people were talking about how big of a problem this was and what the punishment could be if it's true before we even knew that this was like real. The fact that he literally asked for this from the Raptors 6 years ago now, and then it is now discovered it is exact just happens to be exactly what he's getting with the Clippers. I don't know, man. Like this is, you have to punish this somehow because this is like the whole reason behind this is going to be a roundabout connection here. So bear with me. The whole, like we talked about this. Remember when we were talking about the CBA the other day when we were talking about like punishments with the Celtics and stuff?
Yeah,
We
sure.
talked about how it's like you want to avoid a Premier League like esque thing where it is like, oh, whoever has the most money can just pay and pay and pay because you want to at least like allow some semblance of parity, right? You don't necessarily want to punish the teams who draft well, like we talked about with the Celtics or even the Warriors a couple years ago. Like that, I think that's where the CBA needs to be adjusted because that's not really fair to those teams who build those out naturally. This is literally the thing they want to avoid.
Yeah,
teams with richer owners paying extra. Like this is exactly what the last 5 years of CBA negotiations and salary cap, rule adjustments have been about. And the Clippers have just been saying, "Now we're breaking all of that shit." And Kawhi Leonard was trying to get the Raptors to break it as well. Like there is going to be some really severe punishments if all of this ends up being as dramatically true as it kind of seems to be.
They should like give Kawhi a few options. Like option 1, contract voided, as you've laid out. Maybe another option is you do a 100-hour stream of you planting trees. Like he just has to plant he has to earn the endorsement money. He's wearing an aspiration t-shirt and he's just out in like a huge field, like planting tree after
even if
tree
he did the
tree after tree.
That's the worst part though. Even if he had done the endorsements, it still would have been super duper illegal. It just makes him look a lot fucking worse that he didn't even bother trying to do. Like, even if he had planted 1 million trees in the last 5 years, that's not exactly, literally 1 million trees, it still would have been illegal because the Clippers were paying for that endorsement to circumvent the cap. He was just too lazy to even try to make it look legitimate. That's what makes all of this like even more embarrassing for Kawhi Leonard. Even if he had signed an endorsement deal with fucking, I don't know, Crocs, and he wore Crocs to the arena every single day, it still would have been illegal because the Clippers would have been paying him to wear Crocs. But this is as if he signed an endorsement deal with Crocs paid for by the Clippers and then just fucking wore New Balance anyways. Like that's how lazy and bullshit this is.
Are we sure that Steve Ballmer doesn't own New Balance?
I don't know anymore.
Why would somebody of Kawhi's stature sign with New Balance at the time when New Balance is more... First of all, I'm a big fan of New Balance. Make no mistake about it. Also, I'm pretty sure it's a Boston company, so shout out to him. But at the time, like he was like the first major face that they had gotten to represent their basketball wing or whatever, basketball line. Since then, you've got Zach LaVine, Tyrese Maxey, Jamal Murray, Cooper Flag. You can get the Flag Day New Balance t-shirt. Like, Kawhi's done a lot for New Balance, low key. He could have did the same for Aspiration. Think of all the athletes that'd be planting trees if he just was out there, maybe did a commercial or two, and it would look great. Like, there are so many people that just would be like, Kawhi's such a great guy, cares about the planet, love him. Does this actually make it worse? That it's like kind of a non-profit type thing where like their goal, or maybe it's just a fake company altogether, and their goal is to plant trees, and he was just like, I'm not going to contribute.
Definitely, it definitely makes it worse. It's insane.
What are the worst fake companies he could have done? Like what kind of schemes could he have scammed in terms of non-profit causes that would have been worse than this? Should we list them?
No, let's not. We're not doing that. Absolutely.
Kawhi has a no-show deal with the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Listen, this is bad. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the investigation is going to look like or how long it's going to take, but it doesn't look great for Mr. Leonard at the moment. Next thing, Josh Giddey signed his extension with the Bulls. 4 years, $100 million with Chicago. A really good deal for the Bulls, in my opinion. Josh Giddey was insane to end last season. I was looking at some of his stats when I was talking about this contract with some of my roommates, and post All-Star break last year, Josh Giddey played in 19 games post All-Star break. And in those games for the Bulls, he averaged 21 points, 10.7 rebounds, a little over 9 assists, and 50% from the field and 46% from three. He was like a genuine superstar for the Bulls in their second half of the season. And they went 12-7. Like, they were good. They were a good basketball team. You get that guy who is 22 years old, maybe 23 at this point, for $25 million a season. Phenomenal. This is good work by the Bulls, and if you're Josh Giddey, you're happy with the contract too, and you can keep working to earn more. But yeah,
I think you nailed it on the head. Like, this is a fair contract for both sides. Giddey is not getting scammed. Like, he's not, and maybe he's even getting an endorsement for the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Chicago, where he gets to put the green dye in the river, and he gets $20 million to do that. But it's a deal that doesn't make him untradeable. It doesn't handicap the Bulls and prevent them from putting better players around him with the rest of their cap. I think you're almost going to see like this being the check with the new CBA. Like, this is what players who are good but not great are going to see. Reasonable contracts. Like, how many times over the past 5 years of us doing this show have I come on here and been like, this player probably got paid too much? And the team doesn't really have a choice to do so, to do anything other than that, rather, because, I mean, what are they going to do? Let him walk? Now the teams actually have some kind of leverage because other teams are not eager to just hand out money. They have to be careful. And so, one, I think it'll make the trade deadline / just tradability of certain players more interesting. And two, I think it'll actually give certain players inspiration to go into free agency. Granted, he's a restricted free agent, but like, guys are not going to get extensions that they want from teams. It's not going to happen as regularly anymore, especially like mediocre players on good or like mediocre to bad teams. It won't happen.
Yeah, I wonder what this means for the Bulls this season, because Vucevic, Kobe White, and I had assumed we were all on expiring contracts, and so do all of them get extensions? Do they trade some of them to try to reshape their team around Josh Giddey, Modest Buzelis, and Noah Senge, who they just drafted? Like, does this open up Celtics trade pathways? Is something I wrote about. Like, is Vucevic on the table more now because they're going to try to reshape and rebuild moving forward? Is Ayo Dosunmu on the table because they don't want to pay multiple guards? Could they trade for Anthony Simons and capitalize on Kobe White's value? Because they could probably get Anthony Simons for relatively cheap if the Celtics don't want him, whether it be an Ayo Dosunmu and Jalen Smith package or a Nikola Vucevic and a couple picks package. Like, it probably wouldn't be too expensive considering the Celtics roster makeup and the fact that they were already trying to trade Anthony Simons. I'm not saying the Celtics should, but clearly they were interested in the past, right? Could they do that, capitalizing Kobe White's trade? Like, there are just some interesting things and directions that the Bulls could now choose to go in now that they have Josh Giddey locked up on a long-term contract. And he's good, man. He can play. He had 5 triple doubles in that 19 game span that I just talked about. 15 double doubles in 19 games. Like, he played great basketball, and the 3-point shot was falling too. So if he can continue to keep the 3-point percentage up, improve on the defensive end, like they've got a real player on a really good contract. So good for the Bulls. Good for the Bulls. Last NBA thing before we continue. Ben Simmons was recently dropped by his agent because he was not interested in any of the Knicks' advances. I don't think they actually made an offer. I saw a couple things coming from New York reporters about like a legitimate offer, but like they were showing interest, and Ben Simmons was just kind of like, meh, nah, don't want to. I don't really know what's up with Ben Simmons. Maybe he just doesn't want to play anymore. And if you don't want to play, fine, don't play
basketball a long time.
So I don't know, man.
It sucks because Ben Simmons, like, he's not.
He was good last
player.
year. He was fine.
Yeah, like, he's not an all NBA level player, obviously, anymore. But if the Celtics had signed him, like, we would have done pods being like, this is how he can help the team. Like, there are exciting aspects to his game, things he can do at his size that a lot of guys can't do. And he probably could make himself more money down the line if he were to take a minimum, play somewhere, and play well. But it doesn't sound like he wants to do that. He has such a fascinating career. Unbelievably fascinating. Goes from like a prodigy going into the draft for like a long time, everybody was the next LeBron. Like Wiggins was the next LeBron. But Ben Simmons was one of the next LeBron. Like Zion was the next LeBron. But Ben Simmons legitimately had traits to make people think he could be the next LeBron. He's a tall point guard, good size, great athleticism. He shot the ball going up until he was in the NBA. Like, he would take shots. Then he was with Philly. Never really shot the ball. They played Boston in the playoffs his first real season. And, like, he had a 1-point game at the Garden in game 2. I'll like, never forget that. Like, people here always will clown Ben Simmons. The shoot a 3 coward stuff was always a big, prominent, like, merchandise item. Just nobody within 10 feet of him as he's on the perimeter. Nobody's afraid that he's going to shoot the ball. Has a couple more good seasons. Starts to get a little bit of injuries. In the bubble, he doesn't play because his back was hurting him. I think it was his back at least. And then there's the 2021 season. Philly's the 1 seed. They get upset by the Hawks, and he has that dreadful second-round series where everybody remembers it because he didn't dunk the ball because Trae Young was in front of him. The reason he didn't dunk the ball is because he was afraid to get fouled, and he couldn't shoot free throws. He shot so many free throws in the fourth quarter of those games in that series, and he made, like, none of them. And then his career has just been downhill since then. Like, he lost his love for the game, like, in that window. And he's just never been the same since. One of the big what-ifs in NBA history.
Yeah, just a really weird second half of his career for Ben Simmons. I wanted to go back and see what he did average in that 7-game Hawks series. What year was that? 2020, 2021. I was 1 year off. Let's see. What do you think he averaged? How bad do you think it was?
He probably averaged like 9 points, fair amount of rebounds, fair amount of assists. Free throw percentage was probably like 30.
Second round of the playoffs against the Hawks. Ben Simmons averaged. Let me see. Come on. Load.
What's it going to be?
10 points, 6.3 rebounds, almost 9 assists, 8.6, 60% from the field, 33% from the free throw line on 6 attempts a game.
Yeah,
that's pretty rough. That's not.
He was
good
like
at all.
terrified to shoot free throws. It was unlike like somebody that's an athletic freak like him did not want to go to the basket because he did not want to get fouled.
No. Seth Curry was the Sixers' second leading scorer behind Joel Embiid. He averaged 21 points on 61-60 splits. He shot 60% from 3 on 7.4 attempts per game that series.
What an odd playoff series. Crazy. Because Danilo Gallinari like gamed the Sixers. Like, he was the guy that put the nail in the coffin in Game 7. He made some big shots in the fourth quarter. Also, Kevin Huerter was really good.
Yeah. Furkan Korkmaz averaged the 5th most minutes for the Sixers. Trae Young averaged 29 points, but was woefully inefficient. Danilo Gallinari averaged 15. Huerter averaged 13. Lou Will averaged 7, 14 minutes a game.
Also, Not for nothing,
Yeah.
Fergan Korkmaz has the fifth most minutes on a number 1 seeded Sixers team. This was not an ass Sixers team. This Sixers team was supposed to go to the finals that year.
Yeah. Very tough. Anyways, all right. Ratless, what do you got?
I have one more NBA thing that I just stumbled upon. We can do it as an anti-rat list if you want. The San Antonio Spurs will hold tryouts for a fan section. This is from ESPN. It will be modeled after what we've seen, or what Wemby has seen from soccer and basketball teams in Europe and around the world. The section of fans will feature nonstop chants, drums, flags, and passion. Now, this sounds like a really fun idea in theory. In practice, it may be very cringe. We're just going to have to wait and see. Because there have been bad examples of this where, like, do you remember when the Bucks hired, like, people to be, like, essentially cheerleaders? Like, they would have sections in their arena to try and, like, start unique chants throughout different points of games.
No.
Well, it happened. They did it. I don't know if they still do it. But they did it for, like, a couple seasons. Meanwhile, the Wall is awesome.
The Wall's good.
The Wall is awesome.
A good example.
Wemby is asking the Spurs to build their own wall. And that is maybe what we're going to see. Like, this is a cool, unique, well, not even unique anymore, but I would like to see more of this.
No, it's cool. I like it a lot. I think, like you said, it's going to be all about how it's executed and what it actually looks like in practice. I don't know. It's a great idea. Like, I think it'll be fun if it's worked out well. Like, depending on, like, you got to put it. I almost wonder if it would be better to put it elsewhere. Like, I think the Wall's in a fine place. Like, opponent free. I'm talking about other than like behind one of the baskets. Like, I feel like it could be more impactful than
behind
I'm not like
bench.
That's what I was gonna say. I think that might be the best place to put it. But then you run into the problem of people doing too much bullshit, right? Like, you can't. That's where the tryouts become more than just tryouts. They are screenings
and background checks.
Yeah. So maybe you put it behind the Spurs bench. Like, maybe put it behind the team bench. That way it's more positive reinforcement than the opposite.
I think if you're going to do it, you need to make it so those people get in for free. That is how you guarantee. What do you mean, no?
This is just never going to happen.
Well, it's never going to happen, but I think if you wanted to do it, or they have a significant discount.
You give them a discount, that's fine. Or give them, like, do one of those, like, packages where they can buy a ton of games for a very discounted price. But teams aren't just going to give up a whole section of their arena for
you can allow
fraction
them,
of a price.
If you're doing it right, you can enable them to be the absolute best. Like, they can focus all their energy on being great fans, and they can consistently be there.
What if Wemby just took $2 million and just said, "Here, take this section"?
What if he did that? He could do that.
He could do that. But yeah, I mean, it'd be fun. I think it's a good idea, and we'll see how
Celtics should do it. They're getting soft up here, man. People are getting priced out of games and stuff. Now everyone's taking selfies.
Not next
Celtics games.
Not next year. We'll have the real fans back in.
It's gonna actually. It's probably gonna be like a nice like cleanse. Sandy Jack gatekeep Celtics games. That's what we're doing now. Man. Man, Ratless, you were talking about parking last time. Anytime I come back to my building at like a non-work day hour, I'm parking across the street in Guam. Just a long walk. It takes me like 10 minutes to get to my car.
There's no parking for your apartment complex?
There is parking, but it fills up. Like, people come home from work, and then all of a sudden, like, my car is right up front right now. It's just like I get out, walk right up the stairs, and I'm in my apartment. But there are times I get home from basketball on Sunday nights, I got to park all the way across the street. I got to walk in the other building, go across the little, like, walkway to get over to my building. It takes a while. And I'm sure some people, like, that live in, like, real apartment buildings in, like, a city or something, it takes them 10 minutes to get down to the ground floor, too, I'm sure. But, yeah, definitely a little bit strange for me. Not the biggest fan of that.
No, yeah, that's not fun. All anti-Ratless, the Red Sox. I don't know if you saw this. They brought up a new pitcher last night. Connolly Early, 23. He pitched 5 innings and had 11 strikeouts.
Which is only 4 normal outs during that. That's He had 11 of the 15 outs were strikeouts. Very impressive.
Ridiculous. That's
now, what team
absolutely
was this
insane.
against, Jack?
It was against the A's. It was against the A's, but I don't care.
For the NBA exclusive listeners, would you compare the A's to an NBA team?
The A's are ass, but they're not the worst. Are
they the Hornets?
Really bad. Probably. But
yeah.
This is like keeping the Hornets to 70 points or 60 points. Like, still fucking impressive. It's still really fucking good. 11 strikeouts in 5 innings is incredible. But yeah, shout out Connolly Early. Shout out.
Man, the Red Sox are just pulling pitchers like out of thin air.
I know.
Not out of thin air, but they're calling them up from the farm system. They brought up the other kid with the mustache 2 Fridays ago, and he was really good, and then they blew the game after he came out. And then they did this. That. Like, I don't know, man. The Red Sox, I love when the Red Sox are good. Like, I wouldn't say I'm a fair weather baseball fan. I still pay attention. I cannot watch the games. Like, I would watch I have nothing going on in the summer. I would watch baseball games all the time if I had NESN in my cable package. I'm just not going to pay extra money for NESN. I'm not going to do it. So, when they're good, fall starts to have aura. Fall has aura. I was out running today.
I like fall.
And I was like running through a park, and some of the leaves were a little yellow, and I was just like, Red Sox are good. Fall's got some aura this year. Just thinking about there's nothing better than play. It feels mean. It feels unfair. It feels like we're out of place to say it, but there might be nothing better than playoff baseball in terms of, like, I love the NBA playoffs. That is probably my favorite time of year. Is starting to get nice out, getting really great basketball games. The energy in the building's tremendous. But there's something about playoff baseball where, one, I think maybe there's like a mean part of me that likes that everybody's a little bit cold. Like, it adds a little intensity to the games, adds drama. But the more important thing is every single pitch is like a game-changing potential play. And also, there is no break between games. It's every day. It's awesome. You last night's game was awesome. And then there's another one today. Whoa! Like, it's so cool. And, man. You start getting close to the playoffs, you can watch, like, the 2004 comeback documentary. Either one of them.
I'm excited,
30
man.
for 30 or the Netflix one. Whew.
I'm excited for the playoffs for the Red Sox. I'm hoping I get to go to a game. I've been biding my time, so we'll see if I pop over there. But shout out. They've got a chance this year, man. They're fun. They're real fun.
I get so... I think it's like partly also because when the MLB playoffs are going on, basketball is just coming back too. So it's like another like positive just thing going on.
Good time of year.
I kind of miss Rattlers is just being an adult. Like, did I talk about this? It's really weird when, like, out of nowhere, the school buses start showing up again. Like, you forget that kids go back to school. So you're just out and about, whether you're driving or, like, when I'm running in the morning, like, there's just, oh, yeah, I guess it's back to school time, and you just forget.
Yeah.
I feel like fall has an added fun to it when it is back to school. At least, like, after the aftershock or the shock of, like, having to transition back into going to class and everything, like, the Halloween starts to come around. Like, kids start thinking about their costumes, like the candy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just, like, having a quarter-life crisis. Who knows? It's not as fun.
Yeah, it is weird. Every once in a while, I get, like, this flashback of anxiousness, like, oh, shit, like, I have, like, homework or I have something to do that I'm like, wait, no, I'm just fully 26 years old. I don't have shit to do. I can do, like, it's like every once in a while I get the flashback to not having free will to now I do. And it's just like, I get like, oh, damn. Then I'm like, wait, no, fuck. I can just do whatever fuck I want.
I not too long ago had a dream that I was just like in some school, middle school, high school, something, maybe even college. And I just didn't go to a class. Like, I skipped my Spanish class every day, never went to it, and was just, like, waiting to, like, get the information that I had failed or been held back or something. Never came. I woke up before then. It was pretty nice.
It's a fun feeling. It's a fun feeling. Do I have anything else? I don't think I've got anything else. I think I'm good. Oh, okay. Random. So Mikhail and I are going to one of her friends' places for like I have this. I'll show you. I have this. I think I showed you this cookbook that I got a little like few weeks ago.
Yeah, you
Um,
were excited.
her friend has the same one. Her and her boyfriend, and so they cooked a couple things. We cooked a couple things. We're gonna come. We're gonna eat them. Whatever. That's like it's like a get together. So I went to Stop and Shop to get the ingredients yesterday, and I forgot something, so I had to go back. It was fine. I needed my steps anyways. I was just going back and forth. But both times I went
Are
through
the
the
steps
checkout
back?
line. Steps are back for now.
Yes!
I'm not doing like every day. I'll miss a day here and there, but I'm trying.
Okay.
But what was I gonna say? Both times I went through the checkout line, it was just whack. So the first time I go through, and this girl is like scanning the items. I'm putting them on the belt. She goes, "Can we have your bags?" Because I brought the bags because I didn't want to pay for the bags. And I was like, "Oh yeah, sorry." And I gave them to the older guy putting stuff in the bags. And I go to help him, and as she is like scanning, this other dude like comes all the way up to the line and starts asking her a bunch of questions. So I'm like, what's happening? And so he's talking. I'm like trying to pay. This guy's putting the stuff in the bags in just the worst possible order. So I'm trying to take stuff at the same time and put them in my own bag. I don't even get a receipt. I'm just like, I'm just gonna go. Like no one was like, it's like I was like a side quest for these people as they were doing other things. I was like, it was just a lot going on. The second time I went, this dude's just fully on the phone. His manager's yelling at him to get off the phone. And then when he gets off, it's like a teenager. And then he gets off the phone and he's yelling to the girl in the checkout line on the other side, his like coworker. And I'm like, hello? I was like, hey, how are you? Didn't answer me. I was like, have a nice day. Didn't. It was just like, it's just like a baffling lack of cohesion at the Stop and Shop. It was pissing me off.
The most interesting part of that is that a teenager was talking on the phone. Because I don't. I'm 26. I don't want to talk on the phone. Never mind.
man.
Like maybe like there was a crisis going on for that person. Who knows? Like they had to be on the phone.
His manager,
might have been.
no, it was not. I heard he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna work right now, bro. What you want?" Like it was very clearly like his boys just like saying, "Hey, come hang out."
He should have went and hung out with him. They were going to treat him better than the manager. Clearly.
The manager said, "Get off your phone."
Yeah, it's not. They didn't even say please.
This kid didn't deserve a please. He's gonna get fired. Based on what I saw, he's gonna get fired.
Minus 300 odds for him to get fired. Put it in.
It's done.
Yeah,
That's all I
it's
got.
not about the self checkouts at just supermarkets. There's always something wrong with them. I know you
No
didn't
self
go through
checkouts
them.
at the Stop and Shop.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, good
another
for them.
rat
They're
list.
creating
Sucks.
jobs, I guess.
No, give me the self checkout.
I prefer the self checkout. Don't get me wrong, but like yesterday, I went to the self checkout and I also brought my own bags. Look at me, I care so much about the planet, unlike Kawhi. I put my own bags on like where I would bag my items. You put your bags there, it's like unrecognized items. So the girl had to come over and like fix the thing, and she fixed it. Like she came and stood where she was fine, by the way. She did whatever. Like it's not her fault. But she happened to be standing where I would put the bags. So she fixed it, and I still had a bag I had to put there. So I had to put the third bag, on the area, and then she had to come back again and refix the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's annoying, man. I went to CVS this morning. Like Michaela stayed over, she went to work, so I walked with her to the bus stop, and I stopped at CVS because I needed toothpaste. Way home, I was out. I had to call the manager over because the toothpaste was locked. It was locked. It was behind a locked in section. So I had to call the dude over at 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the morning. Say, hey, I need toothpaste. Can I have that one? And he said, yep. And I got the toothpaste.
There's something cool about having to have them unlock the item though. Like
it
remember
is
like
not
back
cool.
in the day, like if you would go to like Best Buy or Toys R Us and buy like a video game, they would have it in the glass box, and you would have to like go and they'd unlock the thing for you.
Sure.
It's a little nostalgia for you.
As a kid buying a video game, great. As 26-year-old Jack at 9 in the morning just needing some toothpaste, not so fun. Not so fun. That's all I got, though. I have nothing else.
This is my building. So I talked about it on Tuesday's show. I shaved the rest of my face on Monday morning, and I shave it. I don't know if I talked about this. I shave my face. I go to, I think, brush my teeth after, and all of a sudden the sink is not draining. I'm like, all right, fuck.
Yikes.
So I've cleaned a drain before. I'm 26. Credit to me.
Mm-hmm.
They did not clean the drain before I showed up. There was a bunch of hair that wasn't mine, and it was not Kaylin's. Just
That's gross.
I don't even know how you get that much hair in the drain. Actually, now I actually don't get grossed out by that. There's something like satisfying to me about like fixing that. I'm not touching it with my hands, obviously, but like when you get everything cleaned out, it is nice. But like I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like when you shave down the drain. It's what you do, right?
Yeah. That's gross. I don't think I'd like that very much.
And also, just so the ice machine in my fridge has been broken for like probably 2 months. Like pretty much ever since we moved in. It hasn't really worked. I emailed my building about something and also was like, hey, if we have a problem with our fridge, like how do we get that fixed? And they were like, you need to like contact the desk for a maintenance request. It's like, did I not just do that? Did I not just tell you about the problem I'm having? Like you are all. It's like it's whoever works at the building. Like that email went to everybody that works at the desk. What do you mean? So I gotta get that figured out.
Good luck. Good luck.
I'm not much of an ice man myself. I got the most because I hurt my ankle and I didn't even have ice.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, appreciate you for tuning in. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll let Sam take it out.
We're almost there. We're almost back from the abyss of summer. Subscribe, like, comment. We're here every day. Full pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps the morning after each game. Other videos are here in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. You can find the two of us on Spotify and Apple too. All pods and recaps are there. So follow us there. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that very, very much. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Big shout out to Bay State Athletics, our only email today. hbtcpod@gmail.com. Our socials are at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook's the name of the podcast. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's Jack's Money NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us.
Taco, come on.
Taco's having some fun here.
That is bogus. These guys are ridiculous.